Larry Crane.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
To being in the hot seat.
I'm happy to be here. This is amazing.
It's a well-deserved recognition as you get inducted into the Oregon Music Hall of Fame, and you can certainly add this to your long list of accomplishments.
I have a couple, I guess,
Yeah,
luckily.
You've got a few. How did you find the world of music and then the universe that you inhabit now with your Jackpot recording studio? How did the world of music find you?
Oh, it's a long story. My upbringing as a kid, my parents were friends with the drummer from Creedence Clearwater, Doug Clifford, fantastic drummer, and so he used to come and drop records off and stuff. My mom had actually dated a musician that played with Roy Orbison way back when she was in high school.
Where was this?
In Texas, West Texas, before Roy was known outside of anywhere. And he was in a band called the Wink Westerners, kind of a country western band. And she dated one of the guys in his band. So I always knew about the world of music, and it didn't seem that far away, And Doug would drop off Creedence records at our house when I was growing up in Oakland as a kid. And, we'd go hang out with his family. And so it always seemed like a thing that was kind of around. I went to college, got a degree in filmmaking. But while I was doing that, I started playing in a band, and I was making electronic music on the side, and sometimes for playing with films, sometimes for other stuff. And I kind of ended up joining a rock group, underground band, and started touring and playing shows, putting out records. And eventually I ended up living up here. And when I did that, I started getting more into recording, and that turned into a studio, a commercial facility.
Yeah, Jackpot Recording Studio.
Yeah.
Since 1997, when Portland's music scene was exploding, you captured the music of an amazing list of artists. Your close friend Elliott Smith, for instance.
Yeah.
Which I'm a big fan of, and
he
was very sad to see him step off the planet.
Yeah, he was amazing to work with. I'll never see anything as easy and as rewarding as doing a session with Elliott Smith.
Yeah. Well, I'm so in awe that he was part of your life like that.
Yeah, I was lucky.
That was really But also, I want to drop a few more names. Slater Kinney.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie Vedder, M. Ward.
I didn't work with Eddie Vedder. I get credit for that, but he came in and did a session with other people.
Oh, but he was in the house.
Yeah, we worked in Jackpot. REM did sessions there. Sonic Youth has dropped in. But a lot of those are sessions I didn't even visit.
But they were in the house. They were in your house.
But a lot of the other people, yeah.
Decemberists.
Yeah, I worked on their second record, produced it.
Yeah. Talk about your vision and how you were able to capture the sound these artists offer. They come in, they want to do a recording. There's a vision that you have that helps guide them.
It's variable. Sometimes it's about staying out of the way and just facilitating. Other times when you're making a record, it's about collaborating and really both lifting each other up and trying new things. And other times it's just about finishing off really great ideas or just need a little bit of technical assistance, So it's really just different levels of how you get involved and being able to perceive what's needed.
You know how to stay out of the way if need be, or get in the way if need be.
I'll push people. I'll make them. People have cried, but people have also gotten really happy. So, it's a process.
Tell me about your Tape Op magazine.
Yeah, man, that started right before Jackpot, like a year before, and
brimming with ideas.
I just wanted to learn more, and I'd been writing for little magazines across the country about music recording and stuff. And I wanted to learn about making records and such, so I started interviewing people and just publishing a small magazine. There was a great store called Reading Frenzy at the time, which Chloe U. Daly, our city commissioner, was running, and she was real encouraging about doing a zine and stuff. And I jumped in, and now it's 23 years later, and it's the biggest music recording magazine in the world. So. It worked.
It sure did.
Yeah.
What's the state of the union of the recording industry and the music business? I frequently hear that they're just not making music like it used to be made,
Yeah.
Kind of like the get off my lawn guys.
Well,
which always makes me laugh.
As we get older. I think that, we look at that stuff and you always see the past is easy to look at with hindsight and rose-colored glasses, but I always see great new music being created and happening. the business has changed, post Napster, et cetera, has been different, and budgets are different. But Jackpot and me, we've stayed really busy, and I do lots of mixing for people that are making records at home or various places from all over the world, and that's just a huge thing that wouldn't have happened 20 years ago. So I always look for the opportunities where you can help and collaborate and work with people and make more art, and I've found it, and I get more work and get paid better than I ever did. So I don't see it as a terrible world at this point. It's just different.
It's different.
Yeah.
So even though you are international in scope, do you find Portland is still a healthy music town? Because I know a lot of people are, there's a lot of competition, a lot of clubs have been closing, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, how do you view it?
I mean, it's always changing. Any musical scene's always kind of shifting and changing. I think what I see is that I see a wider openness to like of genres of music and melding of genres and intermeshing of musicians from different, which might have been different scenes before, and people working together and doing a lot more interesting stuff. And I think that's healthy. It's always great if you feel like boxed in and these people only do hip hop and these people play punk rock. It's like it shouldn't be that way. And I think Portland's done a really good job of just mixing everything up and staying creative and interesting.
Larry, you seem to come up with such amazing ideas that just sort of that are just born. Is there something that's kind of knocking around in the back of your head that you think, oh yeah, I think I could do that?
I have ideas all the time, and I don't have any time. I'll tell my wife things like, you should do this website about this or that. I just have crazy brain. I told her the other day to came up with an idea for a website called Rom-Con, which would be reviews of rom-com films,
right,
but like the ones that you don't like and explain
romantic
why.
Comedy, yeah.
Like rom-con, like which ones were a ripoff,
Oh, I see.
So I have like silly ideas all the time.
Oh, that's fun.
My brain does kind of maybe a sort of a weird associations a lot, and those things happen. But for myself personally, between doing Tape Op magazine and doing sessions and mixing and everything at Jackpot. And I do instructional videos for LinkedIn Learning, which is like something I'd spend, a fair amount of time doing these videos and creating them and going to California and shooting them about music recording. And then I also do the archiving for Elliott Smith's family,
right,
for all of his independent era music. So I've got a lot to do.
Plenty to do. When you learn the news that you're going to be inducted into the Oregon Music Hall of Fame as one of the great industry people in this town,
man,
what did that catch you by surprise?
Yeah, I just never considered.
You were so busy that you didn't.
Well, I never considered it was something that I would be up for. Honestly, I didn't think about it that way. I see myself as a participant in all this, but I never saw I always figured that other people get the awards and stuff. I'm here to help everybody. So I was really surprised.
Yeah.
I got the call from Terry and I said, what?
Well, Larry Crane, here you are in the Oregon Music Hall of Fame.
I'm happy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome.